Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another live. I am Dr. Bashar Wilson. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and Eastern medicine in private practice since 2003 as a licensed practitioner. And today we will be discussing the basics and explaining acupuncture and Eastern medicine. So we're going to be explaining the basics of acupuncture and Eastern medicine, um, where it is in today's medical world, how it applies to you, and how all of this can be of a benefit to help you with achieving all of your health goals. So let's get started here. Excuse me. Okay, so kind of even going into the history of acupuncture, at least in modern times in the US. Back in the 60s or the 70s, I think it was the 70s, during the Nixon administration, one of the ambassadors from the US had gone to China and had gotten sick. I think he had food poisoning or maybe his appendix burst or something like that. And being that he was on the other side of the world, he had to go to their local hospitals to get treatment. And so as part of the treatment, he saw there that people were getting acupuncture. In fact, they were getting acupuncture anesthesia, where they were actually using acupuncture instead of like drugs and things like that, um, for like different conditions. And so it made like big headlines in the New York Times, and that was some of the first introduction. It didn't really necessarily take on like that with the mainstream public, but that was like the first introduction in terms of mainstream America outside of Chinatown and other like East Asian neighborhoods where I'm sure they were practicing all of this at the time within their own communities and within their own cultures. Um, on another note, which people don't talk about much with the history of acupuncture, at the same time that the US ambassador was out in China, there were also some folks from the Black Panther Party that were in China at the same time on a total, obviously, not obviously, but obviously on a total different sort of mission and goal. They were also out there, and some of the folks that from the Black Panther Party that were out there were actually taught. Oh, hold on, we got some clowns already in the chat. Um, yeah, sorry. So they were out there in the Black Panther Party, and the Black Panther Party was and is about taking care of the community. And at that time, taking care of the local neighborhood folks impoverished, and we're looking for ways to provide medicine to the community on a large level in a way that was effective and in a way that can provide people relief naturally. So within different communities that the Black Panther Party served, they were actually also doing acupuncture in the 60s and the 70s, on to the present. So that's an interesting anecdote with that. But to keep going on a mainstream level, acupuncture picked up in California, and there was some legislation and some fights that went on there, during actually when Ronald Reagan was governor in um, in California, and slowly it spread across the U.S., where to now acupuncture is pretty much present in every single state within the U.S. as a licensed profession, and acupuncture is even becoming more around and being part of the whole American healthcare system. But let's talk about some of the basics with acupuncture. When we discuss acupuncture, and acupuncture deals with the flow of your body's chi and blood. Your chi is your vital energy within your body. Your chi circulates all throughout your body from your head to your toe. And the chi is that vital energy, not just in your body, but that chi is that vital energy that animates everything, that almost like not necessarily the aura, but the energy of things. So in any sort of, when we talk about the healing properties of fruits and vegetables, and even a person, but even just go to the fruits and vegetables. When we look at the fruits and vegetables, when they're vital, you can tell when a vegetable is vital. That's when we're dealing with like organic vegetables. Quick story, years ago, when I had a chance to visit Senegal and the Gambia in West Africa, I was out there and I was walking on the beach, and there was a brother sitting under a coconut tree, under a water coconut tree. And he was basically selling coconuts. So he told me, which coconut do you want? So paid him some money, whatever it was. And excuse me, trying to get this camera right. So the brother was sitting underneath the coconut tree, and um, he climbed the tree. No sort of stabilization, no, OSHA compliance, nothing like that out there. Climbed the tree, was like, which coconut do you want? So I pointed at the coconut and said, this one. I said, yeah. He pulled out his machete, chopped it down, boom, dropped down to the sand. He climbed back down the tree, chopped the coconut open, and gave it to me. Now, you can't get much more vital than that. Some of the other ways that you can get vital chi is with having your own garden, or even some fresh herbs that you're growing in your windowsill. Folks that grow greens, tomatoes, peppers, small fruits and squashes or whatever in their yard, they know, if you've ever had like fresh picked vegetables out the backyard, it's a total different taste and the vitality and the energy and the chi off of that's coming from that when you're um, cutting some greens, going inside and making a salad and eating it in less than like a half hour. Or the same thing, some fruits and vegetables that you put your energy into, your sweat work, the type of nutrients that you put in the soil and watering it, and the sun, moon, stars, and all of that vitality going in there, and how the difference in nutrition that's going to bring to your own chi and vitality versus stuff that you get at the store. And you still want to, so on that, I would even recommend that you go to your farmer's market as often as you can, because usually with those farmers markets, they're going to be, the food there is grown closely within usually like 100 miles or so of where the farmer's market is. And the people that are selling those foods can oftentimes tell you when the food was picked. It's oftentimes their family farm or something like that. And that's also going to have a high level of vitality versus something that was flown in from the other side of the country or the other side of the world, shipped, refrigerated, and you really don't know how long that it's been or even how that food was grown. And so internally, we want to do things. And these are some ways just based off of food, excuse me. Just some things based off of food of how we can boost and strengthen our body's chi. So with acupuncture, the chi flows all throughout our body in what we call our acupuncture meridians or our acupuncture channels. There are many different types of acupuncture channels, but with acupuncture, we're usually treating the 14 main channels. There are also 8 extra channels, but some of they usually kind of flow along the same routes that the acupuncture meridians flow. And so the acupuncture meridians um, relate to each of the organ systems of the body. So the meridians in order are the lungs, the large intestine. So the lung meridian flows into the large intestine meridian, the large intestine meridian to the stomach, to the spleen, to the heart, to the small intestine, to the urinary bladder, to the kidneys, to the pericardium, the Sanjiao, what's called the triple warmer, to the gallbladder, to the liver, and back to the lungs. And this is flowing just like a river or just like electricity through your house. Your chi is flowing all throughout your body, um, different hours of the day, different meridians are also activated. And so the purpose of chi is to help to connect the entire body. The meridians, they flow from like your chest to your hands to your face to your feet, and back to your chest. They're also meridians that flow down the back of your body, down the sides of the body. There are another two meridians in terms of to round off the last 14 meridians, the dew and the Ren channel, which folks call the governing channel, and the conception channel, and those flow up the back and down the front of the body to create that type of circuit in the body, just like the earth rotates around the sun and all the planets rotate around the sun. Our chi in our body also flows within our body, within that same cosmic order. And so that's why it's so necessary to make sure that we're nurturing our chi through proper thoughts. Stress can cause the chi to stagnate, and being tight can literally cause the chi to stagnate, and that's going to affect the flow of our body's blood. The chi and the blood go together. The chi is your vital energy. The blood is that liquid substance, and the chi is what animates the blood to flow through the body. So if you're low on chi, the body isn't going to be able to help the blood circulate as well as it can to all of the different major organs, the liver, the heart, the spleen, the lungs, the kidneys, and all of the other meridians that I named. So we want to make sure that our chi is flowing with the acupuncture, with the herbs, with your diet, with exercises like qigong, meditation, self massage, emotional health. There's all sorts of ways, and they all work together to make sure that your chi is flowing, and our body organs are strong so that it can actually process our food and water and create more chi, so that we have the energy to think well, the energy to get throughout the day, and ultimately the energy to fulfill our individual and collective life purpose. Okay. All right. So some of the benefits of acupuncture. Again, we want the acupuncture to be flowing. The main thing is we want things to be flowing, is moving throughout the body. Because whenever there's stagnation, where things are not flowing, it sets up an environment in the body for sickness, for the body to be more susceptible to injury. If you're not well connected to yourself, you're going to almost like misread the environment. With different health conditions, as acupuncture helps to move chi away from areas where it needs to be moved from, and move chi and blood away from areas that it needs to be moved away from, and to areas where it needs to be um, taken to, is going to strengthen deficiencies and move excess. Is going to warm areas that are kind of cool, and over cold where things aren't flowing, which also causes stagnation, or places where there's too much heat and inflammation. Is going to cause the chi and blood to flow away from that, and balance the body's yin and yang. And so we can think about that flow in the body, where on a mental level, where you may feel stagnant with anxiety, stress, foggy headedness, not being able to think clear because of imbalances in the chi. In my private practice, New York Sports Acupuncture, I specialize in musculoskeletal injuries, pain, folks, whether from your professional athletes to your everyday professional working individuals, in terms of like professions, and weekend athletes, folks that are just athletic, going to the gym, pick up ball, marathons, and to chronic issues like chronic low back pain, neck pain, osteoarthritis in the knees, which we call B syndrome, BI syndrome, in Eastern medicine. And so using the acupuncture along with other therapies to help the body, to stimulate the body's own abilities to heal itself. Because sometimes when the body is healing, that process of healing can stop, and that pain or injury or wherever the body was when it stopped becomes the new normal. So what we're doing with acupuncture and some of the other therapies that we use along with that, we're sparking that process again to reactivate the body's natural ability to heal itself, along, of course, with the help that you're getting from the acupuncture, electric stimulation, massage, cupping, things you might be doing at home in terms of different corrective exercises, diet, meditation, self-help, nutritional supplements. These are all different things that all work together. And when we talk about holistic medicine, it's that holism, to make things whole using all of these different parts. And they all work together to help you to achieve your health goals. Now, recently, there's something that's been popping up over the past couple years called dry needling. And dry needling has become popular amongst like PTs, physical therapists, where they're actually using acupuncture needles on the muscles. The difference is they're doing just going, it hurts right here, boom. If it hurts in the arm, we're going to put some acupuncture needles in the arm. It hurts in the shoulders, we're going to put some acupuncture needles in the shoulders. And even amongst acupuncture, we do something similar to that, and we call it Ashur. Ashur means ow, it hurts right here. And so the difference is between dry needling and acupuncture is that dry needling isn't taking into account the whole science of Eastern medicine and dealing with the flow of chi and blood and how that relates to lifestyle and herbs. Because like when we were discussing all of the different meridians, say if someone has an imbalance along the urinary bladder meridian. The urinary bladder meridian, Eastern medicine, it starts on the inside corner of the eyes. It flows over the top of the head, down the back of the head, down the back, um, over the buttocks, down the back of the legs, down the calf, down the side of the toe, all the way to the corner of the pinky toe. And there's acupuncture points, 67 acupuncture points, all the way from the first one on the eye, all the way to the 67th point on the corner of the pinky toe. With acupuncture, we may use points all along that meridian to treat other things. So there are points in the legs, behind the knee, and in the ankles and the calf muscles that treat the lower back, as opposed to just going right to the lower back. Because with acupuncture, we deal with the whole flow of the body's chi. It's not just a band-aid where it hurts here, stick it here. And that is effective. You know, the dry needling, it is effective in its own way, definitely. But again, it's not taking in the whole science of Eastern medicine that's relating to. So to finish the story, we'll say that's the bladder meridian. We do certain acupuncture points that go along the whole entire bladder meridian from, say, the back of the neck. There may be some stagnation in the back of the neck and imbalances with the posture and the chi and blood that might be stuck somewhere else that's affecting somewhere else in the body. So the neck pain can actually be the root to the back pain and vice versa. In addition to that, we say that those organ chi, the chi of the different organs or the different foods and herbs also go to different organs. So there's specific herbal medicine that goes to the bladder meridian and goes to the lower back that will supplement the acupuncture treatment. There's specific foods that you can eat that also go to the bladder meridian and can go there. There are qigong exercises that go to the bladder meridian. There are corrective exercises. There are meditations that you can do where you're visualizing it. So it takes in that holistic perspective of all of the different therapies that are needed to address a situation, as opposed to using acupuncture just like it's a drug, or if it's surgery. It hurts here, the gallbladder or whatever, take it out. This organ here, do some surgery. Where there are other things, as we all know, that you can do way before surgery, unless it's like an emergency situation where someone has some sort of trauma, or it's triage care, um, where the surgery is totally necessary. But sometimes it's like, hey doc, give me a couple months, or give me whatever period of time I want to see if I can tap into some natural ways to address this shoulder pain or this knee pain before you go under the knife, or other conditions in terms of internal health, where we can use acupuncture, herbs, nutrition to address digestive issues, to address any sort of organic issues in the body. Because when we're doing this, we're looking at what's going on with you, not just the diagnosis from the disease, but all of the different questions that we ask during an intake, to go through all of your different organ systems and pinpoint exactly where the imbalance is. And oftentimes, and even the basis of this medicine, when we address what that root cause is, just like a tree rots from the root, within our bodies, when we address that root cause, the body will, in its wisdom, work to balance out the imbalance that shows up as sickness or disease. So acupuncture is just not some theoretical ooga booga, to use that sort of language, sort of thing. In modern times now, there's been a whole lot of research and evidence-based research around how acupuncture works, why acupuncture works. And so within the mainstream medical system, um, and with the scientific research, it's been shown clinically that acupuncture is very effective, especially for like low back pain, neck pain, for nausea and vomit during pregnancy, for osteoarthritis. Actually, a rheumatologist that deal with what's it called? Rheumatoid arthritis. The rheumatologists from years ago have been some of our best friends, of actually referring a lot of their clients to get acupuncture, because rheumatoid arthritis is actually like a autoimmune sort of condition. And so you have to turn off that autoimmune response. And acupuncture is very effective for a lot more than pain. And so with the American College of Physicians, is actually recommended back in maybe 2017, 18, when the opioid crisis was major, and it's still an opioid crisis, but when it was majoring things in the news, they were looking for new ways to help people with pain, because with pain management in allopathic and Western medicine has been pretty much just painkiller drugs. And these painkiller drugs were opioid drugs, and opioids are very addictive. And so in the search within the mainstream medical system for alternatives, for a non-pharmacologic and non-surgical answer for pain, acupuncture was one of the main things that was recommended by the American College of Physicians. And actually, the the Joint Commission, which regulates all of the different hospitals in the US, has actually mandated that acupuncture be in all of your hospitals around the country. So within your big hospitals, Sloan Kettering, the hospital for special surgery, the hospital for joint and bone disease, Downstate Hospital here in Brooklyn, really all your hospitals around the country, you're starting to see integrative medicine centers pop up within the hospital where they're offering acupuncture, meditation, tai chi, qigong, and all of these sorts of services as an alternate for pain drugs, your opioid drugs, to help to decrease the opioid crisis that's going on. And even within the VA, the Veterans Administration, so for all you folks that go to the VA, whether you or your parents or loved ones, the VA actually covers for acupuncture. I'm actually a practitioner that works with the Veterans Administration to serve veterans, and they can get a prescription from their doctor at the VA to come in for acupuncture. I think they cover for maybe 12 visits a year and then another 8 or maybe 20 visits a year. Medicare, in terms of with the elders, Medicare is also now covered by the US government. It's a little funny with that. We're still working to get that officially for acupuncturists, but that's a whole nother story. But Medicare is also covering acupuncture now. Like I say, some of the legislation around that is still a little weird for acupuncturists, but that's all rolling out. So mainstream US medical system is covering for acupuncture also, in terms of the Veterans Administration, Medicare in a couple states, Medicaid, um, in terms of for those type of plans are also covering acupuncture. A lot of your mainstream, like I'm in network with Cigna, I'm in network with Aetna, I'm in network with United Healthcare, 1199 MagnaCare. I think that's it. And some Blue Cross Blue Shield plans also cover for acupuncture. So you can give me a call there and we can discuss and see if you have coverage for acupuncture. Matter of fact, right now, as I film this, we're in December, and most people's plans roll over at the end of the year. So now is the time. If you want to use up your benefits, you paid for them, you might as well use them to take care of yourself. If you have any neck pain or back pain or shoulder pain, we can do an evaluation. Um, Come on into the office and we can do an evaluation around that. So here's my info there. I can be reached at 888-375-5444, where we can discuss your health goals and also see for your insurance. And also, of course, we take cash payment and cards and all of that sort of thing. But if you have insurance, you might as well come on in. Also, for folks to have flex spend and your HSA sort of plans, many of those roll over at the end of may not roll over, and the funds that you put to the side for your HSA plan, you might as well come on in and use them. So with that, let's see if anyone has any questions or comments. Let me see what I can see if I can tap into something on Instagram, because I was told last week that people had questions on Instagram and I missed it. So let me see. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the chat and I will work to get at it in that way. Let me see. Okay, so I don't see anything on here. So we are going to keep it moving. Again, I'm Dr. Bashar Wilson, a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine. Just put up there my website, New York Sports Acupuncture, where we specialize in acupuncture, electric stimulation. So like a basic treatment when you come in to see me, we'll take a look at your posture. We'll do a posture assessment, electronic, where we can see where you might have different imbalances where one shoulder may be higher than the other, or your head may be jutting forward, or your hips might be twisted to the side. And some of that can be the root cause of why you have various aches and pains within the body, especially as you get older. We'll go through your whole health evaluation, very thorough. In that way, we'll take a look at your tongue and how different organ systems in your body actually show up on your tongue. We'll feel your pulse and see how different organ systems, the quality of your chi and blood, and these sorts of things also show up in the body. And also do some electric stimulation. I use infrared heat, which also stimulates the flow of your body's chi and blood to different organs, and where the chi and blood may be vacant. It may be like vacuous, or not really in an area, because certain areas can be cold sometimes, especially as now it's getting cold. People get a lot of arthritis due to the cold and the dampness and the rainy. Here in New York, we're about to go into the real cold season. And so now is the time to come in and make sure you have that chi and blood flowing to all of your joints, in addition to just covering up and dressing properly. Again, I can be reached at 888-375 5444 to schedule an appointment to come on in to the office. I'm based here in Brooklyn, New York, on like the Bed-Stuy, Bushwick border. And for folks that are out of state, I'm also available for evaluations to get you on the treatment plan over the phone, or we can get on the video and discuss your health goals in that way, and how we can address that with herbal medicine, with nutrition, with other lifestyle changes, and all sorts of programs. I have a whole bunch of different programs that we can go through to really regulate all of the systems in your body. And you don't have to be sick to come in to get treatment or have an evaluation. We really want to maintain and take care of our health before we get sick. Also, we have my website, manifestherbs.com. We have all sorts of wonderful herbal formulas around digestive health, energy, reproductive health, to put that strength back in your back in that way. Things for your digestion, for all sorts of, for folks that are athletes, different training formulas. And with an evaluation, we can also create a personalized formula for your health. So check that out at manifestherbs.com. All right. My brother Lionel Lane asks, can music be used to raise the chi level? I would say music can be used to help to relax the mind and get you in a place where it stimulates the flow of your chi. So when I think raise the chi level, I'm literally thinking of giving you more energy. We know certain music, get folks hyped. Like back when I used to play football in high school, pep rallies in any sport, you put on that pep rally and you listen to that music to get you hyped and amped, to raise your mindset. And so it can raise the body's chi, where it can be depressed, by raising your emotional state. And so yes, it can help to raise the chi. Can it be used as food, or like herbs in that way? I wouldn't say that per se. Maybe if you want some next level and know how to meditate and turn those vibrations into whatever, you know, use on some qigong or yoga and things like that. But I would say music can raise the level, and it can also, we know, help to relax the chi. Like in my office, I play a lot of relaxing music. One of my clients today, a new client, was saying that they were very nervous because it was their second time getting acupuncture, but the music was actually helping to relax the chi. We also diffuse essential oils, which are also going to go in to um, change, to move the chi and blood and help to relax it in that way. So, thank you for that question. And so, if there aren't any more questions, we are going to end it there. Some new software here. Folks are on Instagram and I'm missing your questions. I apologize because I can't really see how to bring up those questions. So that is what that is in that way, my folks. So on that, we are going to end that there. Thanks again to everyone for tuning in. And God willing, I will see you again next Tuesday. And if any questions or comments, or you like to make an appointment, again, you can give me a call at 888-375-5444. Take care of yourself, and I will see you all soon. Peace.